Like a lot of people in my age group, mostly women I imagine, I love Beauty and the Beast. It is my favorite classic Disney movie. So when I saw it was being released in theaters in 3D, even though the cynical part of me knew that it was mostly a gimmick on Disney's part to rationalize releasing the classic film by showing it in freaky, bulgy vision, another part of me, the part that is probably what Disney is trying to take advantage of, immediately cast aside my cynicism because, well, yay, Beauty and the Beast. I had never seen Beauty and the Beast in theaters. When I was a kid, we didn't go to the movies that often. Instead, we'd wait for the films to come out on VHS and then just bought them. So despite my dislike of 3D, I was really excited to see this particular piece of my childhood on the big screen. Now, my theater does actually offer a 2D version as well, and I toyed with the idea of going to that one, but if I had, this would probably be a pretty short review, as there's no real reason to simply go into why this classic is awesome. No, I had to go to the 3D version because at the very least I could find something to make fun of. Well, that's what I thought at least. When the film first opened, I have to admit to being blown away by the painted scenery in 3D. It was absolutely breathtaking, and for a few minutes my cynicism just melted away. Even when the first song started, I couldn't really find too much to complain about. The characters didn't look nearly as laughable as I expected them to. For a little while, it looked like this really would be a pretty short review. This film was great, the 3D is okay, the end. But after a while, I did start to see a problem. It's not the scenery, which is actually pretty gorgeous, despite admittedly at times looking like a cardboard set on a stage, and it's not the people who only occasionally look a little bloated. No, what really bugged me was some of the animation. I don't like 3D. I've said this, but I don't dislike it because I have a problem sitting through it. I don't like it because it's a blatant gimmick. I've never had headaches or dizziness or anything like that. Nothing like the problems some people have. But this movie put some serious strain on my eyes. It mostly gave me trouble when there was sudden movement or too much animation on screen, such as during the Be Our Guest song or Gaston's song. I actually had to turn away during some of this. I also had trouble whenever I was trying to focus on something moving in the direct foreground. Everything seems to blur, and this is slightly dizzying. For instance, I could now tell you every time it snows or rains in this movie, because every time it did, the screen is filled with it, and my eyes hurt trying to either follow the snow or, as was the case in the climax, trying to see through the rain in order to focus on the confrontation between Gaston and the Beast. Apart from that last scene, I was finally able to get used to the 3D after I stopped trying to follow all of the movement and animation, although I did find the part when Belle and the Beast were sitting on the balcony almost laughable because I was eyeing what really appeared to be a cardboard sky full of stars in the background. I still liked it, but because of the format, I was distracted for much of the film and didn't get to enjoy it nearly as much as I would have liked to. If you're dead set on seeing this in 3D, then I will say it's not too bad in the format. But can I recommend it in 3D? No. Even with those few stunning moments that focus on the scenery, I still don't think it's worth paying extra money for the eye strain. Still, if your theater does offer the option of seeing it in the original 2D, I do recommend seeing it on the big screen, especially if you've never had the opportunity before. Alright, well, there are no more animated films scheduled for release until February 17th, so I'll see you guys in about a month with The Secret World of Ari Eddie.